Gravity Gaps, S1E3, Headhunters. Welcome back to Gravity Gaps, the show where the only thing cooler than a mystery is solving it before your great uncle tries to sell tickets to it. Today, we're covering Gravity Falls Season 1, Episode 3, Headhunters. We open at the Mystery Shack, which is running a new attraction, the Wax Museum. Because nothing says family fun like paying to stare at celebrities who look like they were microwaved on low. Stan unveils his pride and joy. Wax Stan, a perfect likeness if you squint and ignore the smell of candles and regret. Dipper and Mabel try to be supportive, but the wax figures are less lifelike and more left in a hot car. This is peak sweater weather plus hot glue gun season. She immediately makes a hat for a wax figure, then another hat for the hat, because if there's a surface, it can hold accessories. Dipper is less convinced. He has one eyebrow perpetually raised, like he's in a long-term relationship with skepticism. After hours, a heat wave turns the shack into a crockpot. Stan shuts the windows and tells everyone to leave the wax people alone, because apparently, "Don't lick the exhibits" is a rule you have to say out loud. Night falls. Shadows lengthen. A candle flickers like it's trying to spell ominous in Morse code. Morning comes, and Wax Stan has been decapitated. Stan is devastated, partly because it's vandalism and partly because that head was a business expense. He orders the twins to find the culprit. Dipper's eyes do the mystery sparkle. Mabel grabs a detective hat that may or may not have glitter eyes. We're off. Clue 1, a footprint of mysterious goo. Clue 2, a candle wax trail leading out the window. Clue 3, an ominous note that might be a message or might be Stan's receipts glued together. Dipper builds a timeline like a crime drama intern with too much coffee. Mabel sketches suspects with artistic liberties, such as giving everyone capes because capes make motives clearer. Suspect list includes Manly Dan because he's loud, Toby determined, because he's desperate, and a local barbershop quartet because no one trusts four guys who agree on harmonies that fast. Each alibi is weirder than the last. Toby tries to spin his way into a scoop. Dan demonstrates innocence by ripping a payphone out of the ground, which technically proves nothing but does discourage follow-up questions. Back at the shack, Dipper notices something obvious that everyone missed. All the wax figures looked a little too clean after a scorcher of a night. Unless they weren't melting because they were moving. The museum sits in silence. The clock ticks, and then, shuffling, voices. The wax figures are alive. Not cute. Chuck E. Cheese alive. More like, we've been stuck in stasis for decades and we are very done with it, alive. The wax celebrities surround them with squeaky shoes and bad attitudes. Turns out they wake at night, and they hate Stan for neglecting them and for using a space heater like a medieval torture device. Their leader? A snooty detective figure with a certain pipe and logic vibe. He confesses he orchestrated the whole thing, including the decapitation, as a statement. Wax revolutions are very dramatic. It becomes a funhouse chase through the shack. Hallways of junk, rooms of tourist traps, and that one door you open where the exhibit is just a mirror, and the real attraction is self-reflection and disappointment. The twins improvise weapons. Mabel uses craft supplies like she's MacGyver with glitter. Dipper deploys brains and a lot of panic narrating. Final showdown, the twins realize the wax people have one fatal weakness. Heat. Sunlight, lamps, hair dryers, the unforgiving stare of a noonday, they lure the figures onto the roof. The sun hits like an unskippable cutscene. One by one, the wax foes droop, sag, and puddle into the world's worst candle store. The ringleader gets a dramatic monologue that ends mid-sentence as his face slides south for the winter. Mystery solved? Almost. There's still the matter of Wax Stan's missing head. Enter Mabel, who notices a gull perched on the shack's sign, wearing a wax mustache. The head turns up in the bird's nest like a horrifying Fabergé egg. Stan is thrilled to have his beautiful face back. Everyone else is thrilled to never touch that with their bare hands again. Let's talk themes. 1. Appearances versus reality. The show literally animates the idea that a convincing surface hides a restless truth. The wax figures look like people, but they're brittle, easy to warp, easy to melt. That's our warning about chasing image over substance. Stan's version of the museum is all image, fake fame, fake history, fake everything. It takes a break-in by reality, in the form of living fakes, to shake him awake. 2. The detective story inside the comedy. He builds theories, collects evidence, tries to be the rational adult in a shop that sells fake mermaid babies. The case rewards him, but it also demands flexibility. The moment he allows for the impossible wax people on a murder spree, the clues click into place. Gravity Falls keeps nudging, keep your mind open and your methods tight. 3. Mabel's heart. While Dipper interrogates, she connects to suspects, to crafts, to the absurdity of it all. When danger hits, her creativity becomes strategy. A glue gun isn't just decoration, it's a tool. The show keeps giving her these moments where kindness and weirdness become survival skills. Dipper, gaining confidence as a lead investigator, still vulnerable to over-theorizing but learning to pivot fast. Mabel, unflappable, inventive, and now canonically deadly with office supplies. Stan, businessman first, but cracks of softness appear. He trusts the kids to help and, in a Stan kind of way, thanks them. The wax figures, a literal mob of appearances, all attitude and no adaptability. Great metaphor, terrible roommates. Favorite comedic beat, Stan memorializing wax. Stan with the solemnity of a man burying a coupon book. Mabel giving manicures to suspects because pretty nails can't lie. Dipper dramatically whispering, "Aha!" at a footprint that turns out to be his own shoe. The wax quartet attempting menacing harmonies and getting stuck on the word murder because it doesn't rhyme with anything good. Lessons learned. 1. If the exhibit looks at you, it's not an exhibit, leave. 2. Don't underestimate the power of household lamps. 3. Identity built on image melts the second the sun shows up. Power rankings. A tier, Dipper's deduction montage. B tier, wax mob as a unit. Individually, their room temperature soup. Wild card, Stan's sales tactics, which remain both unethical and weirdly efficient. The town consistently blurs fake and real. Ghosts, robots, wax people, some hoaxes, some not. But each episode plants a seed, something bigger is watching, and symbols in the background mean more than a joke. Keep your eyes open for recurring shapes, repeated phrases, and the sense that the shack itself is a character. Headhunters is a tight little detective story wrapped in slapstick and craft glitter. It tells you what Gravity Falls is going to be, smart, spooky, and slightly sticky from melted wax. The mystery plays fair, the jokes land, and the theme is clear. Surface isn't substance, but it will try very hard to convince you otherwise. If you enjoyed this, follow the show. Drop a 5-star review with the words "Glue Gun Justice" and share with a friend who keeps buying candles they never burn. I'm your host, reminding you, if the museum has a "Do Not Melt" sign, you're not in a normal museum. See you next time for episode 4, where secrets start leaving footprints and maybe bite marks.